Services, Foreign Affairs, and Intelligence and Agricultural Committees. He's also a member of the GOP Doctors Caucus and a former White House physician to 3 presidents. Congressman, it's great to see you this morning. Thanks so much for being here. Your reaction to the ruling on Ibarra and the judge saying, look, if she uses the death penalty here, then it sets a precedent for other illegal migrant defendants.
Well, so be it. I mean, this is a horrible, horrible crime, and this man deserves the death penalty in my mind. He sits there. He has absolutely no indication whatsoever that he's got any remorse at all. And the way that this happened, it's just the whole country obviously is rightfully outraged about this, Maria. I think that there's nothing you can do to this man that is enough for what he's done. And so I support the decision. I think that that we have to send a message to all these folks. If you don't receive punishment for something like this, then this kind of stuff will continue to happen. It needs to be on the table.
Well, I mean, watching that trial yesterday was heartbreaking. Watching her mother hysterically crying when she was listening to all the details of how he killed Laken Riley. And Jonathan Fahey is with me this morning. And Jonathan, you say what this shows you is that this judge is treating illegal migrants better than American citizens.
Yeah, exactly. And we've seen that with this Biden administration the entire time. They've treated, I cannot think of, and I always ask this question rhetorically, I cannot think of a single situation they've treated American citizens better than illegal aliens. Totally amazing. But Congressman Jackson, I know you're really on this issue, but one of the causes of this was not only the Biden policies, but these sanctuary cities policies that don't just affect their communities, like in New York, but the sanctuary cities policy led to a murder in Georgia. What can Congress do to crack down on these sanctuary cities? Can you withhold funding? Can you make them unlawful? What can be done? Because I think that's one of the first things this administration needs to go after, and what can Congress do to help?
Absolutely. I think we have to do all that stuff. I think President Trump is going to be very, very aggressive about finding ways to hold these cities accountable. You can see these liberals that run these blue cities like Los Angeles, they just can't learn. I mean, they're going out now and they're reiterating that they have sanctuary in their cities and you can come here and be protected. All that's going to do is draw more of these hardened criminals to those areas, knowing that that's an area that they can live and operate, criminally, and do whatever they're going to do and get away with it. But, the citizens of those cities deserve to be protected as American citizens, just like everybody else. President Trump is going to do everything he can, working with Congress, and we're going to pass every piece of legislation that we possibly can to support him in that, to hold these cities accountable and to protect their citizens despite their efforts to favor these horrible, criminal, illegal aliens.
Yeah, well, look, Congressman, I know you attended the SpaceX launch with President-elect Trump and Elon Musk in Brownsville, Texas this week. How was that experience? What was it like being around Trump and Musk, who seem to be getting closer by the day? The New York Post says that Musk has emerged as Trump's top confidant. Their sources say there's not even a close second to Musk within Trump's inner circle, and that Trump is running all of his cabinet picks by Musk. What do you think?
Well, I think Elon Musk is incredibly smart. We all know this, right? He's done great things for our country. I think it's great that President Trump is taking advantage of that fact. I was here and I just got back to D.C. and we were actually in session, and I had to miss a few votes, and they called up and they said, "You want to go to the space launch with Elon and the president?" And I actually called and I talked to leadership and told them, like, I'm going to leave. Are you guys okay with this? And when they found out what I was doing, they're like, "Okay, just go ahead and go. We'll be okay without the vote." But I mean, it was just an incredible opportunity to be in that environment. I mean, who gets to watch a space launch with President Trump while Elon Musk narrates it? I mean, it was phenomenal, and I was really honored to be there.
So, are you looking for ways to work with Elon Musk and Vivek Ramaswamy in terms of cutting government waste? I know that James Comer said, and Brooke Singman reported this earlier, that there will be someone in Congress to also be a liaison there. How do you envision this?
No, I think that's a good idea. I think I heard that they're going to create a DOGE subcommittee in Congress that can handle some of the stuff that Elon and Vivek are coming up with. I think that government moves slowly. I think they know this. Elon and Vivek know this. They're going to rely in a large part initially on executive orders, because that's just the only way we're going to get this stuff done right up front. But simultaneously, Congress needs to be working hard to take those executive orders and to codify them with appropriate legislation, because you know what happens. We saw what happened last time after President Trump left. President Biden came in on day one. He just went through all the executive orders, anything with Trump's name on it, regardless of whether it was a good thing for this country or not, he got rid of it. So we need something that's going to live beyond this Trump administration. And the only way we're going to do that is to pass laws that support the stuff that Elon and Vivek come up with that are going to save this country trillions of dollars.
Well,
and they can do it, believe me.
How ridiculous to eliminate anything that Trump put in because it was Trump. Right? I mean, rather than eliminating things that don't work for the American people and enforcing things that work for the American people. By the way, it doesn't appear that Trump always listens to Musk's advice. He pushed for Howard Lutnick to be Treasury Secretary, but Trump ultimately chose Lutnick for Commerce Secretary. What do you think about these roles that have not been filled yet in terms of Treasury Secretary, and how would you assess the cabinet today that Trump is putting together?
Well, I think the cabinet looks really good right now. I know there's a lot of controversy about some of the picks, but look, what he's doing, Maria, is he's putting people in place that have a record of doing what they say they're going to do, being aggressive, working for the American people, pushing back on the government bureaucracy. This is what we need right now. President Trump has an absolute mandate to turn this country around, to salvage what's left of this country after the Biden administration, and to make this country great. And he will do it, but he's only going to be able to do it if he has the right people in the jobs, the people that are not afraid to take risk, and the people that, that basically come in with a little bit of an axe to grind. And that's what I'm excited to see. All these people coming in, Tom Homan and Matt Gaetz and, and everybody else that, that's out there that's being talked about, they have an agenda, and that agenda is for the American people.
And your priority in the new 119th Congress next year?
My priority, and it should be the priority of every single sitting member of Congress, is first and foremost to support every single thing that comes out of the Trump administration. If President Trump is pushing it, we need to be pushing it hard and supporting it. That's what I'll be doing. I've been really good over the last 4 years about not calling out my, my colleagues when I don't agree with them. But I tell you right now, that's about to stop, because if we don't turn things around in the next couple of years, we are never going to get a chance again. And so I am going to be very vocal and be a big cheerleader for everything that comes out of the White House.
All right, well, we'll be watching your work. Congressman, it's great to see you this morning. Thank you, sir.